Alright, my name's Brian. I'm with Whistler Electric. We're doing the energy upgrades. We installed a couple devices. We got some sensor switches of multiple types, and we went through and installed some new lighting. We got some parking lot lights, and the walkway lights, which are in here, they're the same exact setup as this. We got some stairwell lights, and I guess the first one I'll start with is the OS1 wall sensor switch. These are installed at Broad Park, Springfield, Stony Brook, and the Fairmont. These sensors detect PIR, which is passive infrared, and they'll blink red if it detects you. And then it also detects ultrasonic, which is a sound, and it'll flash green if it detects any sound. The sensor has a total of 9 dip switches, which in the instructions, which every site I believe is going to get a manual of all these, instructions for each device. What else? These are set for in the recycling rooms for 5-minute timeouts, and public restrooms for 15 minutes, and that's all in the settings. This front cover, it pops off just like that. Just need a little screwdriver and pop it right off, and you could adjust the sensitivity on here. It's clearly labeled minimum and max. When I was going through installing these, some things I found out is after I installed, if you push the button, you get it back on. You push the button, it will stay off. And what else? These are meant for, if you walk in the room, they'll turn on. So if you push the button, it's not gonna turn on. Once you leave the room.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm saying.
If you push the button to turn it off, the next person has to push it back to turn it back on.
Yeah, exactly. So, yep. And then also, if you go to replace any of these, the 8 and 9 dip switch, they both have to be down. It doesn't say in the instructions, but that's something I found out for it to work. So yeah, that's basically the OS1 wall sensor switch.
Let me ask you a question about that before you move on.
Yeah.
What usually go bad in things?
Honestly, I'm not sure. These things are pretty new. I mean, if they go bad, I guess somebody would push the button too hard and it would break the inside. But also, if you tighten it down too hard, I found that this whole piece will snap and it will totally break apart. So when you install these very easily, like don't use a drill, just use your screwdriver and put them in really easily. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Okay, the next one is the OS2. These are installed at Broad Park, Springfield, Stony Brook, and the Fairmont. It comes with all these wires. You're probably thinking like, oh my God, how the hell am I gonna wire this thing up? But it's really, you only use 3 wires out of all of them, and the rest you tape off. But for this to work, you need this. This is the brain of the whole setup. You got your power, which is your 120 or 277, whatever voltage you have. And just so you know, you always twist the black and red, any red, pick a red, you twist them together, and then the red is your switch leg. So just like on a switch, you have your, you got your power, and then your switch leg comes out, and then you got your neutral. So that feeds this, which steps the voltage down to 24 volts, which feeds these, and also these wires, they talk to this. So if it senses someone, it'll tell this, and then it'll, bring the switch leg and hot together, it'll turn the lights on. So, and this also has different settings. You pop this front cover off. It's very easily, or you snap it and break it. These things are very fragile. And you could adjust the sensitivity. There's a little white, looks like a Phillips head will fit on it. Turn right for, you know, highly sensitive and left for minimum. What do I have these set for?
Those are the OS2s.
Yeah, these are the OS2s.
They're
And-
15 minutes in the hallways.
Okay.
I think that's-
Yeah, sounds about right. And just so you know, when you go to power these up, it has a 30-second warm-up period. So don't be alarmed. You go power it up, and you go look, and it's, you know, it's not working. The lights aren't flashing. You got to wait 30 seconds for it to warm up, and then it'll finally kick on. So just be aware of that. It's basically that sensor.
Again, what usually go bad in the sense is that one.
I guess over the years they'll get dusty.
Okay.
Maybe I already broke one. I dropped it. It has a little computer board in there. So like I said, the dust maybe, you know, over the years.
In the clogging them little vents you got there, dust to get in there and clog it up.
I mean, it looks like it's pretty well sealed off, but yeah, these little vents, that's the little, you know, it detects, one side detects the PIR, and then the other side detects the ultrasonic. And just like all the other sensors, the red's your PIR, and the green is your ultrasonic. So, any other questions about that one?
Pass it around.
All right.
Now, you said they're at Broad Park. Are they supposed to be all the same set, like per floor? Because there's one building over there. I went in one night, and I had to walk from the elevator shaft all the way down the hall that's behind it before the light came on. I don't remember what building or floor either.
You run into that issue, just give Matt or give somebody a call, and we'll get Brian up there to look
Yeah.
at it. It might be a setting.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
It could be somebody moved the sensor too. We've had-
Not over at the Broad Park.
Yeah,
Come
right
on now.
Straighten a few.
Yeah, because I found if somebody points it down just a little tiny bit, they'll throw it
Takes
all
the
off.
Coverage area.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean, I just if you get me an area and stuff, I could go over there and check it out. But any other questions about the OS2? Okay, so the next one is the OS4. This cover just pops off like so. Take one side, just comes right off.
Good morning.
And these, over at Springfield, I had an issue with them being installed near windows, and the light from outside affects, you know what I was talking
Yes,
about.
I noticed that.
Yep.
When it
So-
gets really bright in the solariums, they don't come on.
Yep, yep, exactly. And so it has a light level button. And I believe, back to the OS2s just really quick, I believe this has the same setting, a light level button. You push it and it detects the light around it, and it will basically ignore that light that's it's detecting. Then the sensor will go back to normally operating. So that's what I did over at Springfield. I ran into that issue. This also has the sensitivity. You turn right. Like I said, it's that Phillips screwdriver head. You turn right for highly sensitive, and if it's detecting, you know, an air vent or something for some reason, just turn the sensitivity down, and it should, you know, go back to working. But yeah, this has 8 dip switches, and basically the dip switches are just a way to tell this what time these things go on and off. And then they have like a walkthrough setting, which I'm not really familiar with the walkthrough setting, because I'm not gonna lie, because I haven't changed any to a walkthrough setting. So it's all in the instructions if you wanna someday do a walkthrough setting. I think the walkthrough setting like records you throughout different times of the day, and then it starts automatically, so I don't think you guys even wanna mess with the walkthrough setting. But Yeah, and also this is a line voltage. So remember the last one, it stepped the voltage down to go to the other sensors. This one, you just take your direct 120 and it has your line, load, and neutral and ground already, just these 4 screws right here. So, yeah, it's basically that one. Oh, and also on the back of the cover has, has all the different settings so you don't have to carry the instructions around with you. So, that's that. The next one do is the stairwell fixtures, which is this one. This cover, just twist on and off. And these are pretty basic, and I can't get it off. These are pretty basic. It just has a time and sensitivity dial. I think the minimum you could have these on are 30 seconds, and if you turn the dial all the way to max, you could set it for 30 minutes. So,
What are they set for now? 15?
I left them at the factory setting, so I think they're at 15. They should be.
Now, there are
Yeah, it
two,
looks like
there
it's
are
in the middle.
two-phase light, right? There's a smaller light that's on all the time. There's a
Yep.
dual band light.
Yep. The center light stays on all the time, and then when it detects you, the 2 outer lamps come on, so then everything will be on.
What size bulbs are in those?
Those are T8s.
Okay.
Yep.
T8, 48 long?
Two foot.
Yeah, one's a 2 foot, and the other one's a 4 foot. Yep.
Quick question about that.
Yep.
They got a ballast, right?
Yep. 2 ballasts.
Two ballasts. The ballast that you have in there now, do we stock the ballast? And how?
Yeah. You should stock them if you have T8 lamps. You probably don't stock the 2 foot lamps. I don't know if you guys have any 2 foot fixtures.
We do.
Oh, you do? Okay. So then, yeah, you probably do stock them.
And it's a standard ballast, so if they have something
Yeah.
in stock, they can just swap
Yep.
out ballast. with it.
Universal, and then there's a little bit of wiring in here, which it's basically like this. You got your black and red, which, like I said, they go together. It doesn't matter which red, and then your red's a switch leg, and that's what this sensor is basically doing in there. So, like I said, it's coming with instructions. If you want, I mean, I could open this whole thing up if you guys want to see how to exactly wire it.
I would like to see how you open it up without destroying it. We might destroy it trying to open it up because we're not familiar with it.
Okay.
Have to pop one open and see how the ballast is lined up.
Okay.
Wired up.
Well, I guess you want to do that now. You guys want to come all around and see how to wire this thing up? So,
Where you do?
yep, take this cover off, these little things. Okay, it comes with these quick disconnects. I'm sure you guys have seen those before. So, yep. This is going directly to the 2 foot lamp. This is the ballast for the 2 foot lamp. So you got your power coming in, so you wire your hot, neutral up to there. And then this okay, well, you shouldn't have to take this off. Well, I know you shouldn't have to at all, but here's your other power. This is going to your the sensor, and yeah, so basically your hots just go to that. If you guys want me to open up this, that way you guys could see how to replace that. Shoot, I don't have a hex head. I think it's 5/16. And you guys have a
Probably the same, that's run the single,
Yeah, that's gotta run the same.
that's probably one we don't stop. Think it 2 volt.
I think the ones we stopped, you can wire them up into
2 bulbs or 4 bulbs. I don't know about single bulbs.
I'm trying to think of some issues I was having with these. A lot of these came factory wired wrong, so I had to, before I powered it up, I had to, like I said, the black and red, they go together, that's your power. Here's a quick disconnect. And then here's your switch leg, which is going directly to this ballast, which is the 2 outer lamps.
And you can use either red for that.
Yep, yep. Yeah, usually all these sensors now, I'm running into, you got 1 black and 2 reds, and you can use any red and just twist the black and red together, and then your other red is your switch leg. So, any other questions about how, how to wire this up?
Could I wire an outlet off of that?
You can, but you have your whole stairwell lighting. You'd have to, I
Before
wouldn't
it goes
run
in?
anything big off of.
It'd be like a vacuum or something. I used to have, as I told you, I had outlets in every one. Now you took them all.
Okay.
Outlets in the
Well, yeah, if you
Should be decent.
if you had existing outlets and you were using them, by all means, yeah, I believe you can. I mean,
Okay.
that shouldn't. These are.
It's something I would
This-
run just one outlet at a time.
Yeah, yeah. This whole thing was an energy upgrade, so I'm pretty sure these are much more energy efficient than your last lights.
Should have more.
The ballast we carry is for 1 or 2 bulbs.
Okay.
30.2 should.
So yeah, that would definitely work. Just go ahead and pop them in.
Now, when
Um,
you say that the other one goes to the switch, which switch you're talking about?
Sensor.
Wait, the other. What is
The
it?
other red. The other.
The red?
You said the red
Oh,
goes
this
to
is
the
your
switch.
switch leg. So this would go to your ballast, which is feeding the 2 outer lamps. So you got your power, which goes to the black and red.
And then it
Your
powers.
120.
So once that senses you, it'll power up the.
Yep, and
The
it
ballast
clicks them
and-
together and sends
Alright.
power through your switch leg, which goes to your
So
light.
it's just a
Yep,
lead. or-
So you got 2 feeds coming in, 2 power sources, one for this one
yep,
and one for this one.
One's hot all the time,
yep, yep, exactly.
and the other one is powered off the sensor.
Right.
It's like a photocell. One comes in,
Exactly.
one lights up.
It's motions.
Yep, and it's pretty basic. You got your quick disconnects, so you just disconnect them, and then you could do your thing in there. Just take them out. You don't have to go looking for the breaker and turn the power off. So that's basically that. Any other questions about this? Oh, here's your.
You put it back together.
I can put it back together after.
Real maintenance man. Extra tools,
Yeah.
tools laying around. You better buy them. I know.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm gonna do it later. Well, all right. So that's the stairwell light. I guess we'll do the parking lot lights and the walkway lights now. They're all the same as far as settings, which this thing is incredible how many settings it has. I basically set it to setting 3. Who's that? All right, it's setting 3 on setting A. That's the only thing I changed on the factory set. Yep, it has
CA on there.
how many different dials?
I see 4.
There's 4.
Yep.
Okay, so it has a time delay dial, and it has an ambient, which is the A. That's the one that, that's the main setting which controls all the other settings. So, I mean, in setting A, you have, it could be on all the time. That would be position 0. Position 1 would be, like if say if a car's driving in the parking lot, the light will come on, but then when that car's not there, the whole light will go off. So, like I said, this is the main brain of the whole setting.
That's a dual as well, right? That's a dual band.
Yes,
Stays on
yes.
low and gets bright, the car leaves, goes back to low.
Yep, and there's different models. Like this one's a P1A. I don't want to bring them all out here, but this one's a P1A, which has a few less LEDs. I want to say that's 40 LEDs, and the P1 has 60 LEDs, which obviously is going to be brighter. And then you have your walkway lights, which is exact same setup, but it has arms and it goes on a pole. That's your P2 fixture. I don't know if you guys label them as, you know, what we have in the audit. But, and then, what other one is there? There is,
Pathway light.
yeah, the pathway
parking
lights. Yeah, I got them all. P1s, P2s, and P1As. So,
lane. Now, you'll be putting the
What do we have on
closed
the
out.
buildings here? What's our spotlights on the buildings?
with the ones on the side of the buildings,
Wall pack.
yeah, those are the wall packs. Those are basic. I didn't even include that in the training because that just has a photo cell and
It's on or it's off, right?
yeah, it's on or off. Just like your old lights. Just, I mean, it's pretty basic. Doesn't have any settings for, you know, an occupancy.
So if
sensor.
one of them wall packs quit working, should they just replace the wall pack or check the photo cell first?
I would check the photo cell because the one over on, what is that, Lincoln Street? I have to go through and, I mean, it's on all the time, which means the photo cell's bad. That's controlling the whole thing. So,
There's kind of warranty on all this stuff?
I believe, I'm not gonna.
Light fixture warranty, I don't
Yeah, you
care.
have to say it, then you're gonna sign it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything on camera.
There's a 1-year warranty. Once everything is commissioned, that commissioning date of warranty starts, you have 1 year after that.
You know, parts,
What's that?
you know, parts.
But,
On it-
Probably has some warranty.
Yeah, and the fixture will have a manufacturer's warranty. That, I don't know what it is, it'll be in the paperwork. Everybody will be getting, not everyone, but all sites, all supervisors will be getting a closeout book, which will have all the instructions, all the cut sheets, everything with everything he's going over today.
and these are all the
It'll be-
instruction books.
Yeah, it'll be
right
an
here.
it'll be an operating and maintenance book. And there'll be one at the main office, one at Craig's office, Matt's office, and then one at each site. I see Dave has some in the stoves over there and that. He'll have another book in there for the lighting as well. So if there's any questions, you don't know what's wrong with it, you can go in there, open the book up, and see what to do next.
Yep, and all these fixtures, they're rated for 50,000 hours. So they should be maintenance free, other than if for some reason this little sensor goes out or that, like, you know, little maintenance issues like
But
that.
once you're up, you have all the sensors set, we really shouldn't have to change.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't have to, unless I was getting to the last two dials is a low dimming and a high dimming. This is the ambient light that it puts out. So right now I just let them factory set, but if you want them brighter, which they are already, oh my gosh, they're really bright right now. You want them brighter, you could set the low setting, brighten that up, or the high setting, brighten that up. But back to my ambient light settings, which is the key thing of these sensors. I have it set on setting 3, which it's a low dim all the time. And then if a car drives by, you walk up to it, it brightens up to the high ambient. So other than that, these other settings are just, you could once lock it on low ambient, so it'll just be low all the time, or lock it on high, and that's about it.
So the actual LED lights themselves, if they go out, that's not covered for more than 1 year? Just the LED itself?
We'd have to look into that. I don't know what the manufacturer has for warranties and all that. I know us as Whistler Electric, we warranty our work, you know, up to 1 year. So,
So, let me ask you a question. What driver? This right here. It goes out. So in other words, we have to carry 3 bulbs with it, just in case it's just the bulbs. Now, we found it's not the bulbs, we realize it's the ballast. So, we gotta stock the little small bulbs.
well, first thing, if I was troubleshooting a stairwell light, I would first go with the sensor. So, I don't know if any of you guys have a little tick tracer, like a little wand, you put it up to the line side, it goes beep, 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 beep. So, I would troubleshoot that. Do I have power going to this? check that red wire, the switch light coming out. Do you have power on that? If you don't have power on that, it's the sensor. So if you do have power on that, yeah, then it's your ballast. Or first, change the lamps out, make sure it's not the ballast. But
What about this?
That's all contractors, we
It's
can't
all
reach
con-
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yep. And the last one is the W1. I couldn't bring one of these fixtures with me because they're all installed, and I'm not gonna go taking one down when we have instructions right here. These are the wall packs. They're at Broad Park, Springfield, the Fairmont, and Stony Brook. These also just have,
That's the little ones, like outside my boiler.
yeah, right above the doors.
Okay, I know what you mean.
These don't stay on all the time,
No.
unfortunately. They have the sensor, this is the booklet for it. You could adjust the sensitivity, and you could adjust the photocell so you could have it come on during the day if you wanted to. You would just, if you could see, you got the moon and the sun, that's obviously the photocell setting. And then the T, that's the timer. So the timer on these, it has a max of 15 minutes. That's if you turn clockwise, or counterclockwise. Has a minimum of 5 seconds, and then it'll go off, and then whenever. That'll basically be whenever it detects
It's
you.
at about 30 seconds at Springfield. But
Yeah,
as soon as you come right back out.
yeah. And in my audit, it didn't specify a time for those.
Okay.
I just left those factory set. So yeah, whatever you guys want to set those to.
If anyone goes out to Springfield and one of those happen to be out, I mean, I'll probably fix it, take care of it. We have 3 of them that are on switches also. They can be turned on. So you go in, don't assume there's no power, check the switch first. That would be like outside the boiler room, outside the entrance to the maintenance shop on the side of the building, and there's one above the room where I store all the salt.
Why would that switch be off? I mean,
I turn them off because we don't need them at night. No one's walking that area. We have enough other lights to light
What
everything
about the
up.
guys that are on call?
There's a light right beside it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be there.
Fuck
It's
you
only if you
laughing
need
at.
extra light. When you go in the boiler room, when you go into the boiler room, there's one above there. That'll be all. But there's one on the other door. It lights it up there. So you'll have it.
So any other questions on, all these sensors and anything else I can help you with? I mean, this is all I could.
The interior LEDs that you put in over here, Wellington, places like that,
Yeah.
are we gonna stock them, and what's their lifespan?
Those are also rated for 50,000 hours. I don't know if you guys are gonna stock them at all. I know you have 2 right there. I still haven't finished completing the installation of all those. So I don't know if we're gonna have any left over, or we're gonna be probably gonna be short. But yeah, I guess it's something you guys need to decide if you guys want to order more or keep those in stock. I don't know.
Speaking about them lights, I know there's a little switch, or like a little toggle switch on the side of the lights. Like a little plumber switch.
To remove the globe.
To remove the whole.
Oh, yeah.
lock.
Okay, that,
Yep.
pull it out and you can take the whole globe down.
Yep.
There's 3 of them.
They're
Three
locked.
of them on each side?
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Okay,
They locked up.
okay.
The ones that are not working, the parking lights, you got those in?
Parking lot lights over at the Fairmont.
Yeah. The village there, the one that stays on all the time.
Oh, yeah, there's.
Oh,
there's
Fairmont
process.
Village.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
taking care of that.
Yeah, I gotta make my way up there. There's one P2 fixture, which is the one with the arms. That's a defective one, so I gotta return that. And then we got a pole light that they miscount, so I gotta, go install that. But
Then all the
They would take care of
ballards or bollards that are around the area, they're strictly strictly,
yeah, they're strictly on all the time. They're on photocell.
Yeah.
Yep.
they're on or they're off.
Yep. Well, any other questions? That's it?